This is Judge Joe Brown, and you're watching We All Be News TV, the
News-free Dixie.
News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
You seen the movie Get Out too, right?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about the movie?
Oh, it never been anything like it. No, it was just the fact that the guy made it for $4 million, and as of 2 months ago, it had made $100 million return. So he don't have nothing to worry about. They stand in line trying to get his stuff. This is the first thing he ever did movie-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's just incredible.
Yeah, I was joking with somebody. I said they owe Bob GREgory a royalty check. Got so many ideas about organ harvesting. It's tough that people owe you some money.
No. I didn't feel that. But I was talking about the big stealing.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't gunning people down and killing folks to get their organs.
Right.
I was shocked when I saw it was in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what a piece. And I wondered, I said, man, when's the brother gonna get his nigger back? He stomped that white boy to death. I said, if I was white, I'd pass legislation that black folk cannot wear boots. It was genius.
Mm-hmm.
Genius.
That's cool. And also, what's your thought about your I guess your protege or your friend Nick Cannon, his stand against NBC, walking away? Because you was in that comedy special with him. He had you at the beginning.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts about him and his take on NBC?
Well, they always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
They always been like that. But he's too big for him to crush. You know. I mean, same thing they did to David Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
You know. See, the white folk got an old expression, never attack nobody in the press that buy the ink by the train loads.
Mm.
See how it works?
Yes, sir.
But you can take them on. When I was a little boy, all I ever heard was, my home is my castle. I never heard a black folks say that.
Mm-hmm.
That was white folks. In 40 years, you haven't heard that word.
Mm-hmm.
My case went to the Supreme Court, marching in Daly's house, and they called it my home is my castle. And the Supreme Court ruled it down. So you ain't heard no white folks in 40 years say my home is my castle. That's what one person can do.
Wow. I want to get your take. I know I talked to you before about this movie, this Get Out movie, and I think you've seen the movie, correct?
I have.
And what's your thoughts about that movie?
I think it is an interesting movie. I think the message is if you let your preconceptions dominate your perspective, you'll miss the point. And you hear a whole lot of people saying it's showing that racism's not dead. But actually, what it's showing is if you say that, particularly if you're white, you're illustrating a point that they're making in the movie. Have you seen it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Remember TSA boy who kept talking about the sexual slave bit that was his fantasy?
Uh-huh.
He couldn't see what was going on because that perspective of his colored everything. Homeboy that was the boyfriend was looking at it as old-time racism. But it wasn't old-time racism. It was something entirely different. It was showing to an extent that what Malcolm learned does have an application. It's not so much the race or the color. It's the culture. Remember, I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But remember what these white folk were trying to become?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you hate something, why would you want to become that?
That's deep.
You see, that's what everybody seems to have missed. Oh, it's this old-time racism. Yeah, well, you know, and then grandpa and grandma.
That was fascinating. Wow. That Jesse Owens thing really did him in, didn't it? He never could get over Jesse Owens in 36.
Yeah, but guess what? You see, what are you trying to become?
Right.
And if you hate something, why would you try to become what you hate? You see, that opens up a whole different range. Well, it's all this whole time racism. No, it's not.
You're right.
Something different. And the racism that comes out is people's perspective on what's going on in that movie.
It was really deep right there. That is fascinating. It made me think about, David Rockefeller. He died recently at 101 years old, but he had like 8 hearts in one lifetime. He had 7 heart transplants. And I guess I wonder if he saw that movie Get Out before he passed and said, I'm going to do it another way.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about when I heard him pass it. He wanted to stay alive a real long time, but maybe he saw that movie and said, I'm going to do it another way.
Yeah. See, it's like that came out of far left field in that movie. I enjoyed the movie.
Okay, you did enjoy it. I know it was kind of different. I didn't know what to expect myself, but it was very, because I saw it late. I saw the late show. It had a 10 o'clock show at the Paradiso on a weekday, and I was amazed how packed it was. It was packed with a lot of black folks in it, and a sprinkling of white people. But I know a lot of white folks were very surprised at what they ended up seeing. They was not expecting that.
Well, yeah, I saw it twice.
You saw it twice? Wow.
Yeah, 3 times, actually.
3 times.
One time, there was hardly anybody in there.
Mm-hmm.
One time, there was mostly black folk, and another time, there were mostly white folk.
How was the experiences? How was those experiences?
The reaction of the audience was different.
Mm-hmm. So what white folks, were they?
I saw a lot of nervous. I heard a lot of nervous laughter in there.
For the white people?
Black folk, it was at certain things, and from white folk, it was at certain things.
Okay, interesting.
And when we are not, I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody that hasn't seen it. But next time we get a chance to talk, so we don't do that, we'll talk about it a little more. But I don't want to ruin the movie.
Okay, that's definitely, cause it definitely need to be seen. But you know what's interesting? The guy who created the movie and directed it, Jordan Peele, he's married to a white woman.
Yeah.
And guess where they from? His white girl, his white wife is from Oakland, and her daddy is married to a black woman.
Yep.
That's crazy. So this is interesting. But I wonder was it like a cry for help? That's why I kept on thinking when I was thinking about Jordan Peele.
Well, remember what Malcolm said? It wasn't so much the race; it was the outlook.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And by the way, black folk ought to consider that in the religion they choose.
Yeah.
What has the religion been doing about race through its existence? Has it been one that's been neutral to race, or has it been one that's exploited race? Wow,
that's deep right there.
See, there isn't but one monotheistic religion that has not exploited race. But that's on the hate list. You practice that when you might get travel banned.
Oh, I got you. I hear you. Wow. Well, Judge, I want to thank you so much, as always, to give us all this food for thought. I mean, people are so like, wow, it's amazing. Like, if you could see the comment section of some of your videos, people are really embracing the message that you're sending out to our people and to humanity in general. And I just want to say, you have any closing thoughts or words you'd like to share?
Thank you. I just say this. Don't rely on the media, traditional media, much. Their vested interest is in entertaining you so they can boost commercial ratings and get commercial advertising. They are not interested in the story other than as a device to get you anxiously running back to see the latest installment.
Thank you, Judge, so much.
Oh, my God. What's Trump done this time? Oh, my God. Did you hear about so-and-so? Oh, my. That's irrelevant. They won't even give you an analysis based on objectivity. They just want to have a bunch of dumb bunnies that have their heads stuffed so far up their butt ends they couldn't see, let alone hear what's going on around them anyway.
Yes, sir.
So go do your own research. Go look at unorthodox things. Don't always try to think of a conspiracy explaining it. A lot of times stuff just happens because it's human nature. Find out what human nature is. I know somebody that always tells me, why waste time studying history? Well, dumb bunny. If you don't study history, you don't know what you're looking at right now.
Because the past is never past. Like William Faulkner paraphrased him.
Nature is human nature. There's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Just see what people have done in the past, and you might recognize what they're doing now.
Well, thank you, Judge, so much for that wisdom and insight. In the words of Greg Dugelton, we love you madly. You keep on producing and pushing.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. You too.